hey, fellow white women who voted for Kamala, this is not our opportunity to use Black women to ask them to do the labor of providing us with comfort and alleviating our fear and anxiety over the election. We're also not going to come to Black women expecting them to give us a pat on the back and say, we know you're not one of the bad ones. You did what you could, hun. And also, it is not our place to go to Black women when they are criticizing white women. I mean, have you looked at the numbers? And to tell them, not me, it wasn't me, I'm one of the good ones. Stop putting that on Black women. Stop it. Don't do it. If you've got big feelings of fear and trepidation about the future, about our rights as women, if you have intense anger and disappointment at other white women, shame about our demographic, stop asking Black women to manage those feelings for you. You are a grown-ass woman and you get to deal with them. And then how you can turn those feelings into effective strategic action.
To all Black women of America, I want to express my heartfelt apology for the role that many white Americans, including white women, played in electing Donald Trump. I recognize the pain and frustration that this has caused in Black communities and the ways this outcome has undermined the rights, the safety, and the dignity of so many, especially Black women. I understand that Black women have long fought for justice and equity, not just for themselves, but for all marginalized communities. And your commitment to truth, resilience, and progress is truly inspiring. As a white person, I'm aware that part of my responsibility is to listen, learn, and actively challenge systems that harm and marginalize. And it's clear that actions speak louder than words. I'm still committed to doing the work necessary to help build a future where all voices are heard and respected. Thank you for your continued strength and leadership. I'm committed to being an ally and creating positive, lasting changes so that we can all live equally in this country. To all of the white women who let everyone else down, check back with me in 4 years. I'm sorry for your daughters. I'm sorry for your sisters that you made a choice to vote a convicted criminal into the presidency. You complain about crime committed by people who came to this country to seek a new life, but you weren't worried about putting a criminal in office again. You must be aware that he's about to use his power to save himself and to save every insurrectionist who was sentenced as a result of the insurrection. You are truly about to see what misuse of power looks like.
Welcome to Echo Room. Real conversations, real impact. I hope you guys are doing amazing. The white women are finally apologizing. Is it enough? So I hope you guys are going to enjoy today's episode. And after the end of the whole video, we're going to have commentary. So you guys, I hope you enjoy, and we also appreciate everyone that has been watching our channel, the new subscribers and the old subscribers. We appreciate you guys. We appreciate your massive love towards this channel. So let's dive into the video.
Themselves with all the tools they need to be the most successful people. And to see it all come to fruition, to see it manifest in this way so quickly, it's just beautiful. And I hate to cry, but I'm just gonna kind of let it flow, because I want to share something that I think I've shared before, because I talk about it with people in my life a lot. But as a mortgage loan officer for almost 20 years, I had the honor and privilege of helping so many single Black women become homeowners. They all had education debt that made it more challenging for them to become a homeowner, of course. And they had bachelor's degree, they had master's, some of them PhDs, and it was just amazing to see the dedication that they had to bettering themselves and the obstacles that they overcame to do it. Many of them were single moms of multiple children. sorry, I'm a single mom myself. And so I know how hard it is to try to do anything for yourself when you're a mom. And these women did. And now here we are on this clock app, and I am witnessing the culmination and manifestation of all that hard work that I had the privilege of witnessing come together. And not only did they build all that for themselves and for their families, but they built it all and they're giving it away. While white culture and our own white families don't give anything even to their own. Not even to their own. They tell their own, suck it up and figure it out. It's just amazing. Y'all are amazing. We need to take notes. White people need to take a lot of notes. I just think Black women need to lead the way, and we need to get out of the way and let them do that. I think they can turn this country around. I think they should be in way more leadership positions. I think if we actually did have a system based on merit, that our corporations and our government would be filled with Black women cracking the fucking whip. And so I hope we take notes. I hope we take notes. And I want to say I'm sorry. I want to say I'm sorry on behalf of behalf of all of us. I can't even talk. This is just emotional. But I'm sorry for us. I'm sorry for centuries of us. And kudos to you. You're amazing. Like, you are. I don't want to pander to you. It seems there's something off-putting and about it, but you are. Like, you are. Collectively, as a whole, since I was a child, the Black women in my life, my mom had Black coworkers, and so I grew up around teachers, coaches, faculty, professional women, and you've all just been so strong and faithful. And I think this video is getting really long now, but this may warrant another video about true Christianity, like true Christians. Black women, in my experience, are far more faithful and walk like Christ than any white people do. Let's be for fucking real. Anyway, I've digressed a whole bunch. Thank you for watching.
Another episode of A White Woman Talks About Race Because Black Women Are Tired. The comment reads, I think it would be cool if we heard this from them instead of a white woman speaking for them. And I agree. I wish we were hearing this from them, but we're not listening. And since we're not listening, you're stuck listening to me. Black women have spent years and decades and lives and centuries trying to educate us, trying to fight for us, the collective us, and we have not been listening to them. As a white woman, if I am ever caught speaking over Black women, I hope you will call me out and call me out swiftly. However, I think that there is a difference between speaking over Black women versus expecting Black women to continue to do the labor of educating us when they have been saying the same thing for decades and we haven't been listening. It is time for us to stop relying on their labor and to bring the conversation back home, to start having it amongst ourselves, to start having it within our community, and to start having it within ourselves. Because if we pay attention to what Black women have been saying, then we would recognize that blue bracelets are the same as we understand the assignment. They're the same as putting a black square on Instagram. If we've been listening to Black women, then we don't need them to step in and tell us that we're doing the same damn thing. And again, we should never speak over Black women on Black issues. But as white women, we need to be talking about white issues. And racism is a white issue. It is a white thing. We are the ones doing it. We are the ones perpetuating it. We need to start having these conversations in ways that aren't just shame circles that feel a lot like an AA meeting. We need to just be talking about it woman to woman, talking about it frankly, talking about it without immediately putting up walls of defense. Racism is a white issue. We cannot rely solely on Black women and Black educators to solve the issue of race. In fact, we can't rely on them at all because they're not the issue. We are. So we need to start relying on ourselves. We need to start taking the burden off of them to educate us and look at all of the educating that they've already done and start listening to it, start talking amongst each other about it. Because if we constantly wait for them to educate us and then we don't listen when they do, we're not moving anywhere. We're not helping anyone. We're not being the solidarity that we think we are. In the same way that we cannot solve issues of sexism and sexual assault until men start having conversations and holding each other accountable for the actions that they are doing, we cannot make any difference until we start holding each other accountable and calling others out before Black women have to get involved and call us out, right? A man does not have to wait for a woman to say, hey, that was a rape joke, that's inappropriate, for a man to step in and call it out. We understand that. So why do we think that the same is not true?
Something really interesting is happening right now. White women are publicly apologizing to Black women, not just for past mistakes, but for not listening, not showing up, and not fully appreciating the success of Black women. And listen, this isn't just one or two people. This is a whole conversation happening online, on social media, and even in mainstream discussions. But let's be real, why now? And more importantly, does this apology actually mean real change? Let's talk about it. So why are we seeing this sudden wave of emotional apologies? A few things are happening here. First, cultural shift. There is a growing awareness that Black women have been speaking up about issues like discrimination, lack of recognition, and even social justice movement for years. And in many cases, they were ignored. But now, with social media amplifying these conversations, it's harder to pretend this isn't happening. Second, let's talk about success. Black women are winning in every industry: business, entertainment, sports, activism, you name it. The influence is undeniable. And I think some white women are finally realizing that they have benefited from Black women's ideas, leadership, and trends without fully acknowledging their contributions. It's like, wait a minute, we should have been giving Black women their flowers a long time ago. But here's the thing. Why did it take this long? Let's be honest. Mainstream feminism has often centered white women's struggles, while leaving Black women to fight both sexism and racism. That's just fact. And while some white women have always been allies, others have been silent when it really mattered. That's where the term selective solidarity comes in. Black women have shown up for women's rights, But when the roles are reversed, the same energy wasn't always there. And let's not forget how much Black women have influenced pop culture, fashion, activism, only to see their work and ideas copied without credit. We have seen this over and over again, and now people are finally realizing, yeah, that was wrong. So here's the big question. Does this apology mean real change? Because let's be honest, an apology is cool, but what comes next? Are we talking about real allyship? Are white women standing beside Black women in business, in leadership, in policy making? Are they pushing for fair recognition and credit where it's due? At the end of the day, Black women didn't need an apology to succeed. They have been winning. The world is just catching up. But if this moment is truly about listening, supporting, and amplifying Black women's success, then yeah, maybe this is a step in the right direction. We'll see. So guys, that's it for today's episode of Echo Room. Let me know what you think. Do you feel like this apology is genuine? And more importantly, what should come next? Hit the comment, share your thoughts, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.